Hey you guys, so today I made some cute Halloween gift bags, and these are our Tide Surprise gift bags, and I used Halloween paper. These are awesome for making a bunch of them at once because they're only 2 shapes. So if you want to make them for a classroom of kids or your favorite trick-or-treaters, put some candy or a cookie inside each one. They're easy to make, mass produce kind of because they're so easy. So you want to use coordinating paper, obviously, and it's even easier if you've got a whole stack. I used the Haunting Stack by DCWV. You can check that out at pumpkincartcrafts.com, or whatever cute coordinating stack of paper you've got. It's going to look great. So watch me put these together, and I've got some tips for you, so let's get started. Okay, so with SVGCuts-SVG open, you're going to click on Import SVG and click on Trellis Box. And I'm going to put that on the bottom of my mat, and it's already going to import at the correct size. Then I'm going to click on Trellis Box Top. I'm going to put that over here, and I don't want to use this crisscross part, I only want to use the top. So with it selected, I'm going to go to Object, Break Apart, and then I'm going to select the bottom part and press Delete on my keyboard. Now just to make sure these are still together if I decide to move it, I'm going to select everything and then go to Object, Group. Now I can easily move this around without messing it up. Okay, so I've got my paper loaded, and I'm going to go ahead and click Cut. Okay, so this is my bag and this is my lid. Now I'm just going to peel this off. There we go. So there's my 2 parts. Okay, so first I'm going to take my scoring tool and I'm going to score the bag the same way that you see in the instructions with your download. So I will score here. There we go. Now this scoring tool I picked up at Michael's. It was about $8, and I've been using it for probably 5 years now, and it works great. Over here. I need to align it on the top. There we go. And just a couple more scores. Let's see. There we go. And along the bottom. And there we go. Okay. So I'm going to fold, and it's real easy to fold where I just scored. Oops, except I missed, no, I didn't miss anything. All right, there we go. And I'm going to put some double-sided tape along the tab. Now this tab, you can either glue it in place, which would work just fine too, or if you've got this double-stick tape, it's a good application for that. So I peel off the backing. There we go. Because like I said, the glue would also work, but now if I just put it together, I won't have to sit and hold it since it wants to kind of pull apart. And now it's already together. So now I'll just fold these in. And if you want to glue these in place, you can, but I never do. I just fold it in and it stays. So there we go. Okay. Alrighty. So now I'm going to kind of bend the sides in a little bit and fold this over so you can see how that works. Now I'm going to take my lid, and for this I will be using glue. So I'll just get out my handy dandy favorite glue that I always show you guys. And just put that all over like so. And I'm going to put that right on top. I like to just kind of wiggle it around a little, just smear the glue inside and just hold it a little bit. There we go. And now here's the part where I'm going to get out my black ink pad. Now that's a pretty common color. Hopefully you have a black one sitting around. And I'm going to use my black out of this whole color box, paint box that I've got. But any black will work. So for Halloween, black works on just about anything since it's one of the major colors of Halloween. So I'm going to just rub that all around. And even if it's messy, I don't even care if it's a little messy because it makes it look even more spooky and creepy. You can't really see it too well on the dark blue here, but it's okay. So that adds a nice touch. And I'm going to go heavy and really rub it on the corners to look real grungy and distressed because it's kind of more scary that way. Okay, so that part is all set. Now I'm going to take some ribbon and I'm going to kind of just make sort of a bow, like about how big it's going to be, and then I'm going to add a bunch more so I know that I've got plenty of ribbon. And I'm going to start by putting it through this part and then also through the other hole. And then once I tie it, I won't want to have to retie it, so I'm going to go ahead and put some candy in here now. I've got this cute little chocolate-covered jack-o'-lantern. I've got some candy corn. I'll just throw that in there. Now, I'm going to take my ribbon, and it's easy. You can tell which hole coordinates with which hole, and I'll put it through. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to hold that down with one finger while I tie it in a knot. And now I don't have any kind of great bow tying expertise or tips really. My big technique is that I just tie it in a bow and I keep messing with it until it looks cute. So when I was a little girl and I learned how to tie a bow, I learned to make 2 loops and tie them in a knot. And I never learned the other way, so that is why I tied the bow that way. You can just tie your bow however you tie bows and then just mess with it until it looks nice. So that looks good to me. Now I'm going to take my scissors and trim. And one final thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this paper from the haunting stack and I'm going to cut out one little element here for the front. Now I'm just going to manually cut this with scissors carefully. I'm going to cut this cute little guy out here because I think the front of my bag looks nice, but I want to make it a little more exciting. So I'm going to cut this guy out. And I'm just going to glue him. I'm not even going to just glue him right on here. I'm going to mount him first on some black. I kind of missed this top a little bit. There we go. So I'm going to glue him onto some black. And now when you're picking out the papers that you're going to use, for the bag itself, it looks great if you use some kind of interesting bigger pattern, like this kind of a bigger pattern. But for the top, you want to use either solid color or a really small pattern because it's such a small shape. I know that rule applies to lots of crafts, like sewing. I think if you're going to make something small, you shouldn't use a big pattern. It's kind of the same rule. So I'm going to carefully cut this. I should probably be using a more perfect way to cut that so it's a better straight edge, but that's okay. Now I'm going to glue that right on here. And you could use pop dots on that if you wanted to, or just glue it right on. I'm going to do it off center too. So there we go. Okay, so here's the final product. And now let me show you what I mean by the pattern paper versus the small pattern. See, now on this, I used this skull paper, which is cute, but if I would have used it up here, it might not look as nice as this really almost solid colored paper. And same thing with this one. I used a almost solid colored paper on the top because it's a small piece. So that way you can really see the ribbon showcased nicely, and it just adds a nice contrast. Alright, so thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.
Ha 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 ha.